The last customer had left hours ago. The lights were dim, the chairs stacked neatly on tables, and the clinking of dishes in the kitchen had gone silent. But one figure remained, hidden in the farthest booth of the diner. Emily, a young waitress with tired eyes and a uniform that had seen better days, sat curled up with her apron as a blanket. She had worked a double shift, cleaned the counters, and when exhaustion finally overtook her, she fell asleep where she stood, her head resting on the table. She thought no one would notice. But she was wrong. At 2 a.m., the glass door opened quietly. A man in a perfectly tailored coat stepped inside. He wasn't the type you'd expect in a late-night diner. His shoes were polished, his watch gleamed under the fluorescent light, and his presence carried an air of authority that belonged to boardrooms, not sticky booths. This was Alexander Hayes, a billionaire known in headlines, but nearly invisible to ordinary people like Emily. He came for coffee. But what he found was a young woman, asleep with red marks from her notepad pressed into her cheek. He paused, watching her for a moment. Something about the way she clutched her apron, like it was all she had, stirred a memory he thought he'd buried long ago. "Excuse me," he said softly, not wanting to startle her. Emily jolted awake, embarrassed. "Oh, sorry, I must have dozed off. We're closed. You shouldn't be here." But her voice cracked. The truth slipped out before she could stop it. "I just didn't have anywhere else to go." Alexander studied her face. There was no script, no performance, just raw honesty. For reasons he couldn't explain, he didn't leave. Instead, he asked, "What's your name?" She hesitated, unsure why it mattered. "Emily." The billionaire sat down across from her, still in his $1,000 coat. "Emily, do you mind telling me why a smart, hard-working young woman like you is sleeping in a booth?" Her eyes filled, but she didn't cry. "Rent went up. My mom's medical bills keep piling. I can't keep up. If I close my eyes for even a moment, I fall behind. So I work. And when the world gets too heavy, I hide here." Silence hung between them. For Emily, it was the silence of shame. For Alexander, it was the silence of recognition. He remembered the nights he and his mother slept in their car, long before fortune found him. By dawn, Emily thought he'd simply leave, like everyone else who passed through her life. But when the morning sun broke through the blinds, the diner door opened again. The owner walked in, confused by the luxury car parked outside. Alexander was there, still seated, sipping the same cold coffee. He looked at Emily, then at the owner. "This woman has worked herself to the bone for you. She's loyal. She's resilient. And she deserves better than sleeping in booths." Emily blinked, stunned, as Alexander slid a folder across the table. Papers. Contracts. An offer too surreal to comprehend. By the next morning, Emily's life was no longer the same.